So we're going to talk about chemical burns and allergic reactions. So
Ugly time.
It's ugly time. My client was like, hey, I have this red line across both of my eyeballs. That's an allergic reaction.
Yeah, randomly developed an allergy. And like I've read, like it happens. You develop allergies.
You know that I spent time with a chemist and tried to come up with solutions and ideas for people because I didn't want to lose my clients.
Catering to your client and their sensitivities or what's going on, you're not going to have to deal with getting calls about reactions or they're falling out or this and that.
You're listening to Not Just Lashes. Here are your hosts, Shanique and Dixie.
Hello to Not Just Lashes. I'm Shanique.
And I'm Dixie.
And today we're going to talk about a little bit of the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
ugly time.
It's ugly time.
Because as we know, it's not always pretty in the lash industry.
It's not. No. So we're going to talk about chemical burns and allergic reactions. Like, what's the difference between the two? Because I know as a baby esthetician, you will kind of end up in that place where a client may say, I got a allergic reaction, when it's actually, it could be a chemical burn or vice versa. So knowing the difference, I think, is a really good idea. I mean, because you have to deal with it at some point. Have you, Dixie, went through like an allergic reaction or chemical burn?
I've definitely gone through my allergic reactions.
Yeah.
And I believe I went through chemical burn, but I didn't know I did.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that. I thought it was
like the pads or something.
I just thought it was just like a fluky thing or something. You know, because I didn't have really that knowledge going into, I just was just trying to help them out through it. But when I look back, I'm like, that was a chemical burn.
I know.
Yeah.
So what can cause a chemical burn is, you know, when you have a client that talks a lot, has big cheeks, like me. Mm-hmm. Both. We talk a lot and have big cheeks. Doesn't help the
Shanique
situation.
is not your ideal client.
No. But, you know, what I was trying to say is that when you have that movement, your eyes kind of move. Mm-hmm. Or if a client drinks a lot of caffeine right before her appointment, her eyes are kind of fluttering. Mm-hmm. And so what I've done in the past is have like clean coins to put on top of their eyelids so they're not like shaking and moving all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, just because I don't want a chemical burn.
Yeah.
And the first time that did happen to me, I didn't know. I had no idea. And my client was like, hey, I have this red line across both of my eyeballs. And I was like, what is that? Was it the pads? Were the pads too close to her eyes?
Did it open when she like first opened her eyes, or she noticed it later?
She noticed it later.
Gotcha.
And I didn't really notice. I think we were possibly both focused on the lashes.
Yeah, definitely.
Rather than, you know, we both were like, oh yeah, it's a good set.
Yeah. And also like a lot of the time, I mean, like your eyes get a little red.
Yeah.
Like some people get more red than others and stuff. So you might think, oh, like just red, it will go away.
I've been sleeping for the last, hour and a half or two.
And now I just open up my eyes and maybe something kind of burnt it or,
Yeah. But it does happen. So what do you do?
What do you do?
Do
you call the fire department?
Well, no.
Okay.
Not this time. Just kidding. No. So basically, you know how
I know this is going to get sidetracked, but do you remember when there was a fire?
Yes. And my brother-in-law put out the fire.
No, the one in the, we used your magazine of your face. So side note, just a fun little anecdote story to throw into the ugly. This is just like a funny. But I was doing Shanique's lashes or no, you were doing mine.
Something like that, yes.
We were doing each other's lashes in her room. And I think you were doing my lashes because you go, smells like something.
Smell?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh. And you're like, it smells like something's burning. And she goes out and like
into the waiting room.
Yeah,
I guess
and we had these candles that one of our somebody had made.
My friend Helena, let's just say it. She knows the story.
Let's throw her under the bus. No,
yes, let's throw her under the bus.
But you learn from it, and now they're not flammable.
Exactly.
But they
But she had little flowers inside of the candles, like dried flowers and some other things.
And it was just this big torch out of the, like almost hitting the ceiling.
I mean, it was so close. So close to the ceiling.
And Shanique's like freaking out. She's like, what? And then I'm like sitting there, my eyes are shut and closed. And I'm like, Shanique's not back yet. I hear yelling. I'm like, what? And so I open my eyes and I run out to the like lobby area and there's a giant and we're like freaking out. We're like, what do we do? How do we put it out?
And
like,
all of the girls were in their rooms.
Nobody heard us.
Everybody was like angelic, you know, like just doing their thing. And like we were behind the scenes going, oh my God. We're like freaking out.
Yeah, we didn't know.
No,
like,
nobody knew.
And then one of the guys in the hallway, like he grabbed
my magazine with my
with her face on it and smashed the fire with her face.
So my face is missing. And
it was like a
magazine.
TV show, and the guy just looks. He's like, "Sorry."
I was like, "Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
no problem.
Yeah,
but thank you for putting the fire."
Yeah, I was like, "At least we didn't all burn down." And then we like took those candles off the shelves, and we're like, "Nobody burned these."
Yeah, we're done. And Helena took them back, and thank you. They were wonderful. They
smelled
looked
great.
Smelled amazing. But
smelled like campfire.
It just stop. Yes, that was an adventure.
Yes, but
yeah, whew, that was a close one.
Yeah. Oh,
that was a real close one.
And funny enough, the fire alarm, like if you know our building, if you're a client of ours, if you work,
goodness.
Like the fire alarm will just go off.
For no reason. And that time it did not go off. And we're like, when you need it, it doesn't go off. But when you don't need it, it's so fucking annoying. I mean,
yeah,
like
it goes
shows
off
up,
from the
hairstylist
with when she just does a treatment with her hair dryer.
Yeah. Tell me why. Fire department, let me know why. Anyways, so there was a fire in her eyes, basically. And so I used saline. No, I didn't use it because I'm learning all this from the beginnings. I got sidetracked from the magazine thing. Anywho, I didn't know what was going on. So she's a nurse. She ended up talking to her colleagues, and they're like, it's a chemical burn where your eyes open during the lash appointment. And yeah, her eyes were open, and, you know, they were fluttering up at, you know, opening and closing. And so when they open and close, the fumes just go right in.
Yeah.
And they just, it burns. But sometimes people don't notice right away, or they don't feel it, or, you know, like I said, she was so excited to have her eyelashes really long and full, like, so
and you
we
think
didn't
it's
notice.
normal, well, not normal, but you know, it's like, oh, sometimes my eyes get red, like, okay,
exactly. So no, it didn't go away for a few days, and they ended up doing, I don't know, some kind of rinse in her eyes, and then she was fine. So I learned the hard way, but it had to happen for me to be aware of the possibilities of what could happen. So that is a chemical burn. Now, that wasn't even like dropping glue in someone's eye, which has happened to one of our employees. Oh, yeah. She got glue in one of our clients' eyes, and that's, like you just die.
Yeah, no.
You know,
that's
you
like
freak out.
Biggest fear. Whenever I have a client, not a client, but like clients a lot of the time, if they like are having issue, like they feel like a lash, or they just like, they always are like, could glue be dropped in my eye? I was like, no, we would know. We would know if there was glue dropped in your eye.
Yes.
Like,
but there was a situation where this girl was not in her right mind, and therefore didn't, I don't even know how it really technically, how she must have been.
Yeah.
She must have opened I don't know. How is that possible? But that did happen, and that was another story. And that's an ugly.
Yeah. And the client's still our client today because we helped her through it and handled it and everything. But
yeah, took care of the situation.
Yeah.
Right away. It's how we handle it, right? So from that, I learned to always have like the contact lens rinse, right?
The saline solution.
The saline solution. So what you do is and it won't affect the eyelashes if you've done a full set. So don't be afraid. Don't be scared, because, in the beginning I was scared. I was like, oh no, it's going to ruin my set. But it doesn't.
No. And like our glue nowadays, like they're so advanced. Like I've read a lot and like knowing our glue and stuff, like they say don't get them wet for 24 hours, but honestly, like you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like
you'll be fine.
It's not like how it used to be.
No.
Yeah, the glue is much stronger.
Yes.
And able to. So if you need to wash the eyelashes with the saline, like you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Even if anything, it'll just make your eyelashes look fluffier, which we've seen.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to really kind of like go with that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, but it's the technology of the glue that helps that. So anywho, so I just tilt their head to the side, spray the solution, and just let it run like in their eyeballs.
Do you hold like a
towel? Yes. I'm trying to like describe.
Yeah, because yesterday I needed to use saline, and I was like, how do I do this without it like
dripping?
Yeah. So I didn't tilt her head.
Oh no!
But I put like a rag, like where like, so I caught it, right away. But I was like, there's got to be an easier way.
There is.
I don't know why I didn't want to tip her head. So you don't know
you gotta tilt. You gotta roll over to the side and let it go run on the towel.
It was also my first time using saline to wash like that, like right after doing a set.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was nervous.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you're like, I was like, I know it's not going to be a problem. I've been told all the time, but I'm like, I know Shanique does it. I know Kelly does. I'm like, I know it's going to be okay, but I'm like, what if?
Exactly. So you just got to do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Go for it. Trying to think what else. I mean, some people use eye drops depending. I mean, usually if clients like have any allergies or whatever, they bring their own eye drops. I don't suggest being responsible to dropping something.
All you can say is these are recommendations.
Yes.
Like if you're feeling itchy at home or you're doing like this or that or anything like that. Like I was explaining to my client after the saline solution, because she was just I was just so irritated. And it's like you can get like some lubricating eye drops, like there's nothing in it per se, but you can do that and it's just helping that eye heal. And our eyes, like the eyeball, like heals really fast. So if you're lubricating it and keeping and not rubbing it and irritating it more, it will be fine.
It will be fine. Yes.
Yeah. Just give it a little time.
And it just depends. Like clients could have dry eyes naturally. You know what I mean? And you might think, oh my God, did I burn them? You got to ask so many questions. Now, another time what happened to me was I got too close with the iPads. I think we've all have done that.
Yeah, I did it to you, thankfully.
Yes. And
I never again. I cut your eye.
Yeah. So you could get like a cut in your eyes if you don't properly place the iPads and put tape, and the tape could do the same thing as well. You could get a little too close. I think Lash Box LA were the first company, I think, that I know of that used foam tape, and you could get really close. Like it could hit the eyeball, and your eyeballs wouldn't be irritated or damaged. Now, I know it sounds weird, but like when I got it done, I didn't even feel the foam tape, and it was like hitting my eyeballs.
Oh,
yeah, I know. But when you tell clients that, they're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want anything touching my eyeballs. Yeah. So it's kind of one of those things. But allergic reaction, which we were looking at photos of your client today.
Yeah.
And I was shocked how bad she got progressively. And that's an allergic reaction. Yeah. That's not a chemical burn.
Like the difference between is like more of like the surrounding versus the inside. A chemical burn is more of the inside. And then allergic reaction is your like eyelid, eye area. So like itchy, really puffy, crusty, like just
crusty or peeling of the skin too. Sometimes people, the eyelid will peel on top, and it could even happen on just one eye, and it's still considered an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
So, if you do have clients that are saying, no, I'm okay, it's just peeling, or I don't know why my eyes are peeling. Every time I get my eyelashes done every 2 weeks, my lids just peel. Well, unfortunately, you guys, that is an allergic reaction.
Yeah, you don't just have the dry eyelid.
No. Yeah. And we all hope that's all it was, or she has nails and she's scratching or whatever.
Yeah.
But I know your client, we found a secret sauce, or I should say your client found the secret sauce through her optometrist.
And it's over the counter. It's just a, can't I think of the name? It's
hydrocortisone, but it's an ointment.
And it's like clear. So some people I've had, have a mild reaction. They take them off. Or some people, they like work through it and it's just this one time or something. But we did sensitive glue. We did all the sensitivity stuff, like the fume catcher.
Now, did she originally have an allergic reaction when she first came to you, or no?
She told me she's never done eyelashes before. She doesn't wear mascara because her eyes are so sensitive. So I already knew going into it that she was a sensitive client. So we did a little patch test, and she was fine. And I'm like, okay, we'll do the whole thing. But she was also a client willing to work with me and understand that.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
yes,
because
she really wanted lashes.
Yeah. So, but we had to figure out what was best for her. But yeah, so she can't use mascara or anything like that. She's prone to styes in the eye and all of that. And so I had been doing her lashes, I think it's like her 4th or 5th fill. No reactions, loving them. They held on great. Like, it was great. And then all of a sudden, she's like, oh yeah, my eyes are really itchy. And then like she sent me a picture and they were really red, like the outer, like the eyelid, just
all
so
around.
Tender. Yeah.
Like she's been crying.
Yeah. And even on the bottom. And I was like, ooh, and she's like, it's okay. Like, I'm just gonna,
I'm okay.
Yeah. And then like, I was like checking in on her. And then it just like got more and more swollen, and oh my gosh, it looks so painful. And I was like, please let me take them off. And she's like, no, I love my lashes. I'm keeping them on. And I was like, I know, but like you shouldn't. And she's like, it goes away in 2 days. I'm like, yeah, but like, oh, like you're. And then she went to her eye doctor, who was fabulous, and was like, no, you're keeping those eyelashes, which is very funny because a lot of eye doctors that I've come across are always like, take those off, they're so bad for you. And so he was like, no, wear them. And he told her to get this over-the-counter cream, cortisone cream. And so she comes in, she brings it. I have one on my lash tray just in case.
The same brand, the same everything.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think I get from like CVS. But oddly, I thought I got the right one this last time, but it's coming out like white. And her comes out like clear. So,
you got the cream version and not the ointment version. Yeah.
I couldn't tell. I swear on the box, like it said, but.
Right.
Anyway, I never really use it that often. It's just sitting there in case she forgets it. But she always brings her little baggie with it.
She does. Yeah. It's so cute.
She knows the drill. And she wants her eyelashes. We got to do it this way. So what I do is before the iPads, before all of that, I make a barrier around her eyes with the ointment. And then I put down the iPads and then I work with the sensitive glue, dry it. I don't use any sealers. I don't use anything extra because I just don't want to risk anything.
Yeah.
And then dry them, remove the ointment. I don't know if I need to do this step. It's just what I've done and it works. So I stick with it. But I remove the ointment with like not a Q-tip, the lip applicator little thing. And then I put a new, I was going to say version, a new layer on.
Layer of cortisone, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a different kind of cortisone that I feel like I haven't seen really all over the place. So, yeah, we could definitely share that.
Yeah.
But this is coming from her optometrist, you guys. So we don't know
but
the after effects of putting cortisone on your eyeballs. So
but she wants her lashes. She's like, it
works.
It works for her. And
works for her.
I'm willing to do it with her and help her through it. And and then she takes the baggie with her with the ointment, and I give her some of the little Q-tips, and she just applies it throughout the day. And after that day, she's fine.
So for 24 hours, she puts it on, and then and she's fine. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
she still will get like styes once in a while, and then we like take break from the lashes. And one time, like she just has really sensitive eyes. I've never even had like a client like she
this bad.
Yeah, like especially like the styes and stuff. Like the eye doctor. Oh my god, can you imagine? Like he would put like a needle, like a syringe, to get rid of like a stye, like kind of what you do with like an acne, like where you like put the cortisone in the So like he did something similar. I don't think it's cortisone, or I don't know exactly what it is, but he would like to get rid of the styes because like she had a stye that was like not going away. It was really irritating, blah blah blah. And like she's like, oh yeah, he had to like. I was like, that is so uncomfortable. I can't even imagine.
Cut it out.
No, like putting a syringe in the eye, like in the
no. See, one of my clients, she would get like annual styes inside of her eye, at the bottom of her lid. And it would be like a big, like a pea size.
Oh my gosh.
And then you could see it popping up. And she's like, just do my eyelashes. The doctor says it's fine. We just need to just remove it like later on. And then she would book. Yeah, it's just something that her body produces. It's weird. And because I did ask her, I was like, does this happen all the time? Like every time you put eyelashes on? She's like, oh no, this has happened to me since I was little. So I know. So she has to get a surgery every time to like remove it. I know. But
she gets eyelashes.
But she looks pretty.
She looks pretty.
She looks good. Now, I know there's like a hot topic, a debate. Hot topics.
Oh no, I was doing the like hot.
Oh, I thought you were doing like hot pockets.
Oh no. I was doing like the dun, do, 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 do.
Oh my god, you're so funny. So, the Flonase.
Oh yes. That's been a debate.
That's been a debate. Like for allergy problems. Now, I've seen some eyelash artists get the little, the micro swab, right? And they spray the Flonase on the micro swab.
And again, Flonase is for your nose.
Flonase is for your nose.
Spray it in your nose.
It's an antihistamine, and I understand that. I understand the theory.
Yes.
But does it actually work?
I feel like it could work, and and we know like some people are like, oh yeah, I love it, I do it, like
I know,
but long-term effects I just don't think that's my place.
No, not unless I've sat down and talked with a doctor and a scientist, chemist.
The whole lab.
The whole lab. I want to sit with the whole lab. And
I want to talk to Harvard Science Department.
Yes, and I want to know like NASA. Why the effects. And does it really work? I don't know. I know some clients say, please use this. This does work. It works for me.
Well, then can they do it at home?
That's a good one.
After your appointment, if you want to do that and you think it works for you.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk that. It's beyond my training and beyond my...
Right. And like, how long does it work for? Can somebody's body get used to that and then they still have a reaction?
Yeah.
You don't know.
You never know. And that's why... It's great that I feel like a lot of companies and a lot of scientists and we're always trying to find a way to bring eyelashes to people that have sensitive eyes, that have reactions.
I tried.
And even like people, like you have a client, she was with you for 6 years, always got lashes, always never had a problem. She wasn't even sensitive like to anything. Like she was good. and then randomly developed an allergy. And like I've read, like it happens. You develop allergies sometimes throughout your life, or you lose an allergy. Like my brother used to be allergic to cats. He's fine now.
Yeah, because your body, your body changes every 7 years to allergens. So what you were used to be allergic to, I don't know, cats kid. When you're little, 7 years later, and now you're allergic to dogs.
Now you're a cat person.
Now you're a dog person.
Now you have like 5 cats.
Yes. So it just depends. It just depends.
Yeah. So that's with the glues and everything. And so I think our industry is always trying to find,
always changing
sensitive glues, getting rid of certain ingredients. Last episode we were talking about the LED UV lights, magnetic lashes, Ardell. Like we're always,
and we're experimenting, and we're actually in the process of experimenting a lot of different sticky lashes that last a few days, and so far we're not too thrilled about it.
No.
So there still hasn't been anything for people with allergies, and
that actually gives you the same results as extensions. Like we always talk about it. We're like, nothing has beat extensions. No. Like at the end of the day,
nothing beats extension, guys. Like, okay, so I tried these lashes that were supposed to last for 2 weeks. And my husband's taller than me. I look down, and this is like day 3. And he's like, ew, do you have layers of strips on your eyes? And I was like, no, what are you talking about? And then I looked in the mirror, and I'm like, ew, it looked dirty.
Dirty, yeah.
And they looked cute when I opened my eyes, but when I closed them, I was like,
only look at me like this.
Only look at me like this. So yeah, it's nothing beats eyelash extensions. It really doesn't. But going back to the chemist, that I spent time with a chemist and tried to come up with solutions and ideas for allergy specific people, because I didn't want to lose my clients. My clients were at the time getting mad at me or blaming me or, just frustrated.
Boo,
Shanique did this to me. She's not allowing me to have eyelashes. So I wanted to solve the problem.
Yeah.
And at the time we were talking about, and I could say it now, but we were talking about magnets. We were talking about LED. We were talking about stickiness and glues and all that. And now that I look back, I'm like, well, I'm kind of glad that possibly it didn't work out. Because now here we are. Somebody else did it.
Yeah.
Bam. I still want to find a solution.
There will. I mean, I'm sure there will. But it's, just trying to piece together both technologies almost, both techniques and everything. So just to bring it to everybody.
Yeah. I know.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard because it's, I think a lot of people are allergic to, we talk about like the carbon black in it's the pigment that they're allergic to. So it's like, oh, clear glues, but some people are still allergic to whatever is in like glue, and then again, like our eyes, no matter what, like they're so sensitive. Yes, exactly.
So I think one time I did somebody and her eyelids like completely shut. And I was like, and this was like early on in my career, and I just like died inside. I was like, oh my God, did I do something? You know what I mean? And I was like,
so scary.
And she's like, did you drop something in my eyes?
They always ask if I dropped glue in their eyes. I was like, no. I was like, I will be rushing you to a hospital if I'll
be driving you personally.
Yeah, I would be,
exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways, so she went to the doctor, and then she just had a major allergic reaction. I mean, it was like to the point you guys could imagine her eyes were basically like glued shut by
the swollenness.
And by the what do you call it? Oh my God, the discharge.
Ugh.
Yeah. Just the discharge kind of like sealed. Yeah.
I'm just picturing it.
Yeah, you guys all could imagine and picture that. So after that.
And the pain. It's just,
In the pain, I know.
And all you can do, like, for your clients, like, if they're experiencing.
And they pay for a full set.
I know. And then you're like, I could take them off. You could try Benadryl or Claritin in the meantime. Yeah.
So
allergic reactions are not fun to deal with.
No, they're not fun.
I think I always like pray, like if it's someone new and because even if they're like, they come to you and you explain, okay, let me know how they're feeling, or you know, all that. And there's people where they're like, I'm fine. Like I'm not. Yeah. And then they get a reaction. It's just, they don't know until they try it that, you know, but I'm always like, please no issues, please.
Yes.
Please. Like,
exactly. And then two, you guys, people fib, people lie. Oh no, I'm not allergic. I'm totally fine. Everything's great. And then they come to you, hey Shanique, can you remove my eyelashes? I forgot, but like years ago I had to remove them because I'm allergic. And I'm like, why didn't you?
Because they wanted to see if they
exactly because everybody's glue's different and they're just hoping.
And it's true. I've had clients that we share this client because since I moved to San Diego, you've been helping out. Now she's your client. But she would always tell me she's been getting it done for like 8 years or more. And she was like, I always look stoned after my appointments because my eyes would be so red and irritated after appointments. And when she came in, she's like, I have sensitive eyes, but you know, we'll try your glue or whatever. And I would always use my sensitive glue. Mm-hmm. And now she switched over to Shanique and she's like,
fine.
Yeah. But I used the sensitive glue on her for like a few years because I didn't want to risk anything. But that was her first thing that she's like, oh my God, I don't look high. She's like, there's been a couple times where she's been irritated and it's because I know that she's been like opening her eyes during the appointment. And obviously you're letting the fumes in, so you're going to be irritated. Mm-hmm. But she's like, this is way better than like before. Oh, so there are like different glues. Like one size does not fit all.
Yeah, no,
like,
it doesn't.
Even if they say that they're using a sensitive glue or, you know, you just never.
It could just be one little ingredient that just their body cannot handle.
Yeah.
You know, their body's just rejecting it, you know, saying, get this off of me, basically.
Yeah.
Another thing I have had clients in the past, or still do, with their phones above them and they're looking and I'm trying to lash them, and I always remind them like, hey, do not do that. You're opening your eyes, like texting, like this is not a good thing because you can get a chemical burn.
Yeah.
You know, from that.
Like, it's so funny.
But some
they
can't
just don't
feel it.
Or they just don't care.
And then some do. And they're
just
like,
it's fine. Like, you know, or they'll be like, ow, that burns. And they like keep doing it. The one trick that I've realized, like when I'm like, it's going to burn or what, they're like, I just have to. If I say that your retention isn't going to be as good.
That's a good one. And it is true because when your eyes are open, I can't
get that lash on there properly. Or if you're crying and you're burning or you're rubbing, or I have to go in there and fan or like, you know, and then it delays time and the application, you know, so I'm always just like, if you kind of dangle their retention, they're going to listen better than a chemical burn. For some reason.
That's a good one.
For some reason.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Like people would be like, I'd rather deal with the burn than. Yeah. But if I'm like, oh, they're going to fall out, they'll be like, oh, shit.
It's true.
No.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny. One of my clients, she goes, I don't know why, but like sometimes I just have one eye that's red. And I'm like, I don't know, like, and then I started paying it close attention. She's closing one eye and then looking at her phone, and that one eye gets the exposure to the fumes.
Yeah,
and I'm like, girl.
One thing that I noticed, so my light that I use is on their right side. Like my light goes over their head on the right, and a lot of the time, if they do have any burning or I have to fan an eye more than the other eye, it's always the eye that's closest to the light. And I think it's because that eye will flicker open a little more because it sees and feels that light. Like I think it's just like a a reaction that you have. Like you don't even
Some
notice
people are
that you're
just so
doing.
sensitive to light.
Yeah. And so you're opening your eye more than you think. And then it's burning. And so that's always interesting too. Whenever it's always the right side. I'm like, yeah.
And that, and I mean, I have the arch.
Yeah.
So both of their eyes are
evenly
exposed. Evenly exposed. But anyhow. But yeah, I mean, any other weird reactions with eyeballs?
This one I still can't figure out. One of my clients, we thought it was because it all started after she got her LASIK, but she's so sensitive to light. Like I had to put the light like way away because like she just like starts tearing up like constantly from the light. Like she's like, even if I look at a light like up here, like the studio light, she'll start tearing. Like she just, I don't know what she developed or what it is. We don't know the cause and all that. So I have to lash her like with very minimal light.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, Ashley, she has very sensitive eyes and she has an autoimmune disorder. Yeah. So like even her as a lash artist, she has to wear, what is it blue glasses or something? She in
the blue light glasses.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes her light has to be different and it might be a blue light as well. So there are ways of helping a sensitive client if you're willing to spend the money on a dimming light or I was going to say UV or blue light. But yeah, I mean, everyone's different.
Yeah.
And it is kind of like eliminating things and catering
to your client and their sensitivities or what's going on.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good for business because you're caring about your client and you develop that relationship and all that. But it's also in the long run better for you because you're not going to have to deal with getting calls about reactions or they're falling out or this and that. Like the more knowledge and the more that you give your client, like if you tell them, hey, if you keep talking and opening up your eyes and like texting, they're not going to last you as long. Like just being open about like because if you just
some
say,
don't care. They're just, I don't care. If you say, this is a business meeting. I'm like, well,
if you say like, don't open, like
they'll open.
They'll still be like, okay, I'll try not to. But if you need to give them kind of facts to back up why they shouldn't, but it's just going to save you and your client.
But that's a good
in the long run. Yeah.
That's a good one. Because that one client was like, I don't care about burns or allergy reactions.
Or they're like, I don't feel anything. And it's like, yeah, but like
yeah.
Oh my gosh. I definitely saved it. And I meant to send it to you. It was an Instagram reel or something. And I think it was a hairstylist, but it can go for both. But it was so funny. She goes up to her client in the video. I'm sure it wasn't really her client, but she goes up and she's holding a piece of like paper or like a notebook, and she gives her a pen, and she's like, "Can you write on this or make a circle?" And she's moving the pad around, like going like this while the person's trying to move it. And she's like, "Was that hard?" And she was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, well, don't move during your appointment." Like she said it a little more sassy.
Oh, interesting.
But, so it's like,
it is.
But it's a good way to think about it. Yeah, if someone's talking and they're moving their head and they're opening their like that is so frustrating.
Well, number one, it takes us longer.
Yeah, because
and then number
I might
two,
be getting that lash right on that eye, and then all of a sudden you move, and I'm like, you don't see my face. I'm very upset.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Now, when I say I could, do lashes in back of a moving pickup truck, because just from past like weird experiences, being on set and doing things like doing lashes on couches and things moving. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can, but that doesn't mean that you need to move.
Yeah, no, it's
you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's like
please don't move,
but I don't.
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
No.
It's because of those circumstances that I like developed it. But like, it's more like if we can't just calm it down. Like, I don't want you not to talk but know yourself. Like, look at me go. Look at these hands. puppeting.
Yes.
I know I'm a like exaggerating talker.
Yes.
So a lot of the time I try just to be quiet.
Oh, I felt like even when Dixie does my eyelashes and she's describing something, I'm like, okay, we don't have all day. And like, she's not doing the application. She's like explaining something as she's talking. And then I'm like
thinking. I'm like,
yes, I know. I'm like, you could do both at the same time. But like, I'm the same way too, because I'm very blah, blah.
So yeah, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let the clients do the talking, and I'm just gonna go, But if it's story time with me, I gotta save that for after the. No, I can't. Like
She's gonna take you for a ride. Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah, depends on how much time we have during our appointment. Do you want to hear my story, or do you want to get your lashes
Dixie's
done?
like, ooh, so and so's coming. I'm gonna give her a longer appointment.
We have some
stories to catch up on.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that wraps it up. So if you have any questions about eye situations, call your doctor. I'm just kidding. You could ask us, and it's good to like pick the brain of your eye doctor, your ophthalmologist, whatever, and ask questions. Why not? I mean, I did. I really did. Like,
I've called somebody who was like an eye doctor once, like when I had questions when I was like lashing. I was like, I actually don't know if that's a thing or okay. I would.
Yeah.
Even when I first started, I was like, can you? I mean, I remember Googling, but then I asked like an eye doctor because I was just curious. But I was like, can you lash with a stye? Like,
yeah.
And I was like,
yeah. Is it going to spread?
Yeah.
Am I doing more damage? I know.
Yeah. So
don't be the doctor. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Just look like one.
Just put on your lab coat.
Yeah. That's it. All right.
So you can find us on Instagram, Not Just Lashes Podcast. You can find us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Just type in Not Just Lashes.
Not Just Lashes. And if you are interested in Shanique glue, we got it.
We do.
We got it. We got the goods.
We do.
All right. Bye.